John, what was the most disappointing aspect of that night for you?
Where do you want me to start? I thought we didn't take opportunities early. I thought we sort of had some good field position and we were peppering away. And at half time we come in a pretty tight game, but I thought we conceded some easy goals and we probably didn't take some opportunities. We had to hit the scoreboard, and we kicked the first goal of the second half. And then from there, we were embarrassed. We were outplayed by a side that worked harder than us. I think inside 50s were like 42-13 in the second half. It was just nowhere near the level that is acceptable, and I apologise to our members and fans who turned up to watch, because that was nowhere near good enough from all of us. We were badly beaten.
John, that's probably the first time you've publicly apologised, isn't it, for the performance?
Yeah, well, it was just. I mean, we were just miles off. We're miles off in terms of what we would expect from ourselves as a group. Players, coaches, all of us, we're all in it together, and that was nowhere near the level at AFL that is going to get it done. So we've got some work to do. That was really disappointing.
Why did the floodgates open like that?
We were just beaten everywhere. Like, the contest stuff was okay, but from there, their ability to get out onto the loose ball, I thought was far superior than ours, and they outnumbered us at contests, and that allowed them to take and create the field position I just spoke about, and that's puts our backs under pressure. I mean, in the last quarter there for a while, I think it was 13 or 14-0 inside 50s, and they were just under siege, and that's hard to play as a backline group. But we were just really poor, really poor.
Is there a reason you think?
Well, that's what we'll have conversations around. I mean, it's one game, and it's really one half, to be honest. The first half there was a lot of positives to take away from that. As I said, I don't think we took our opportunities, but in the second half we were all credit to Port. They played really well, and they forced us into that. But we were knowing the level we need to be.
Was it a case of their, I suppose, game style just sort of wore you down over time, like how fast they moved the ball?
Well, look, we were always aware they were going to move the ball with speed and try and come back through the corridor. And I thought the longer the game went, the harder we found to stop that. But we look in the second half, and we wouldn't have had many winners on the ground. I wouldn't have thought in the second half, and that's where the game was lost.
Do you make changes to the team, or do you back them?
Well, we'll assess all that. I mean, there's obviously guys tonight who are disappointed with how they've performed, and so we'll go through all that and have a look at it and see what the best team looks like going forward.
Was Josh Jenkins right out there? It was a quick recovery from a looked like a serious knee injury.
No, he was fine. He was 100%.
What's your gut feel though, Don? I mean, I know you've got to review it and go through it, but what's your gut feel as you sit here now about why it fell away in such a dramatic fashion, I guess?
Yeah, it's unusual because, as I said, we haven't sort of experienced that, in sort of my time at the club. It's probably as bad a half as we've played. So I just don't think we've rolled up our sleeves and we're prepared to do the work that we need to do in the second half. We'll get to the bottom of it, and obviously it puts us back in the pack a little bit in terms of where we sit. But you sit where you sit on the ladder for a reason. And again, as I said, tonight's it's not going to get it done at any level at any time in this competition.
Did you just start on the contest, Don? Is that where you got sort of beaten? Well,
we got beaten badly around the clearances. I mean, if you look at the midfield clearances, I think we're like -20 around there. So that sort of started it. Put us under some pressure in terms of, as I said, the field position battle, and then after that, we didn't transition the ball well. We weren't effective with using the ball. We kicked it poorly. I mean, it was one with a lot, to be honest. It was one where you sit back and you go, there wasn't a lot in the last half that you're saying, geez, I'm going to review that in a real positive light. That was, as I said, really just a bad half of footy.
You're working hard enough, do you think, Don? Like the second week in a row, the team's really beaten you on the spread. So are they out of position, or what's happening?
Well, we'll have a look at that in some detail in terms of our work rate away from it. It's not just all with the mids. I think there's a component of our off-ball movement. We've got to be better than we were in that second half.
Did you like Smith and Malira forward? You obviously started them there and they pushed up the ground. But...
Yeah, well, we thought that would give us some ping around the half-forward line and around the clearance. So, it's something we explored. We thought it would give us an advantage. I thought Smith was pretty good early. We had to shuffle him back in the second half as well as Wayne at times. So it's something we'll keep exploring.
Injuries, Don, obviously John Galucci concussion.
Yeah, Galucci with concussion, so we'll go through the protocol in terms of that. Alex Keith got a bit of a knock to the knee, but he was able to come back on and finish the game. And Daniel Taylor just rolled his ankle and he was able to come back on. So we'd be pretty confident all those guys should be right for next week.
Was the thought of Keith not coming back on? Because he went to go back on, I think it might have been the third quarter, and then he looked a bit proppy.
Didn't look too good, did he? No,
he didn't look good.
No, well, that warmed up and it was sort of a knock on the outside of the knee, which it wasn't any concern on a strain. It was more just getting that going again. So once he got going, he was fine to complete the game. He'll be a bit sore now, but we'd expect he'll be right.
Is Tom Lynch far away?
He should be right next week.
You sort of write that, given you kicked, I think, 5-14, it's, I don't think you've had one of those this season. Do you sort of write that off a little bit and say, geez, we kick a few of those, we're a bit close in the contest? And
But the game's not about if, buts and maybes. I mean, the reality is we did. We came in at half-time with 4 goals, 11 on the board, and, against the side it was, I think, 6-2, and, then in the second half, the goal kicking ultimately would have possibly given us a better feel at half-time and more possible lead in the game, but the way we played in the second half, we didn't deserve to win. And credit to Port, they were too strong.
How do you deal with a loss like that as a coach? Sorry, my voice is a bit funny. Do you yell? How do you handle it?
Well, we've got to take it for what it is. I mean, it's a half a footy that we're really poor. I mean, hasn't been indicative of how we've played in the last 10 or 11 weeks. So, we're all disappointed. Players, coaches, we're all in it together, and that's, now it's important we stay together and work out, okay, what does it look like for us going forward? What messaging do we need from a coaching viewpoint? What do we work on at training? How do we go about selecting the team and get our best 22 available next week to win another game, to keep ourselves, moving and in the hunt for playing finals?
how much of that falls on the leaders as well, the captains and guys in the leadership group to drive those standards?
Well, it falls on all of us, and they're a big part of it, obviously. Leaders, coaches, as I said, we've got to review that, have some good conversations about it, and understand that we don't want to see that again, because that's as I said, that's not going to be the level that is going to create any winning at all in this competition.
Sorry, Steve asked before, did you make a mistake in playing Josh Jenkins 3 weeks after that knee injury and not having a run in the?
No, he was 100% fit, so he was confident. We back him in, and at the end of the day, that's what you do. Thanks, guys.